The Manuscript of Survival, Part 339. August 5, 2013. As you have already ascertained, the waves that keep pounding into your shores have not let up yet, but as we told you, it will quieten down in a not-too-distant future. Yes, we will persist in using these rather circumspect descriptions of the time units here, and the reason for this is as it always is. Humanity has based themselves upon a system of time increments that describes their linear time and divide them into number sequences or units that you all navigate by. This works perfectly for you, for then, you have all the same sort of comprehension as to how to describe any set point on this timeline of yours. This works both forwards and backwards, or in the past and in the future as you say. So for you, something that has happened will be assigned a designated number sequence that describes the exact time frame this event took place. You use the same approach when you plan your future, as you all like to assign a set sequence for an event in exactly the same way, and this makes it very easy for every one of you to navigate this linear timeline that you use to roll out all of the sequences that together make up your life. In other words, from the moment you are born and to the moment your spirit leaves your physical body, your life on this planet will be mapped out by these numerical sequences you call dates and times. And so, everything you do will be more or less governed by this system, which make it easy for everyone to set up a plan that works for all. You will all get to work at the same time, you will not miss your transport because it will arrive at the designated time slot, and you will all know when to sleep and when to wake up. For many of you are also governed by these set time sequences that decide when it is time for you to start your day, in order for you to fit perfectly in with everyone else's. Be that as it may, but for us, time is a very different concept indeed, and this is also a subject we have touched upon many a time before. As we have told you, for us, time is not a line you have to toe. Time is something that is a living thing, something that will grow and expand and contract, something that is multi-layered and pregnant with possibilities. It is, in other words, a cornucopia of fertile opportunities, there to be used in the best possible way, and not a straitjacket as mankind has deemed it to be. So again, when you ask us to clarify the future, map it out as it were in number sequences that will put your mind at ease, we cannot do that. For your narrow concept of time is just a tiny little crumb of this whole magnificent structure that we can tap into for our needs. And so, we will continue to frustrate you all by using words such as soon and in the imminent future and just around the corner, and as you gnash your teeth once again, we can just reply that all is well, and it is indeed going according to plan. There is no need to worry, except perhaps that your patience will run out before we reach the time frame we refer to as soon. In other words, everything is moving at warp speed, but to you, the ones who have to stand in this daily grind of mental and physical exertion, it will seem that everything has come to a screeching halt, and you will feel yourself getting heavier and less optimistic by the day. Again, we cannot fault any of you for this, for it is only to be expected. After all, you have come such a long way in such a short time, but to you, it will at times feel like you have not advanced one tiny bit. But please know that during times like these, when there is so much going on that you do not have any clear picture of but you feel it in your very bones that something is up, you are not stalled in any way. You will feel very much left out of the loop because of this restriction of information. And we cannot fault you for getting more than a wee bit exasperated by this, but again we say trust us when we say that all is indeed being taken care of, and you are all doing just what you are meant to do. We will also like to say that this seeming blackout of information will soon, yes, that dreaded word again, lift, and many of you will start to find your voice again. In other words, the information that feels sorely missing at the moment will start to filter back in again, and you will feel the connection opening up, louder and clearer than at any time before. So again we will conclude a message by saying keep breathing, and do what you have to do in order to help yourself to handle this growing feeling of frustration and exhaustion, and the best way is perhaps to make sure to stay connected to the rest of the ground crew for the duration of this intense period. In other words, when communication between the different dimensions seems to be at a minimum, connection between you and your fellow men must be at a premium. It may feel like a time for going into hiding and hibernating, but now more than ever do we advise you to reach out to each other in any way you can. That way, finding your own strength will be easier than if you insist on going completely solo, as it were. You see, there is always strength in numbers, something last night's collective event, the fourth gathering around the pond, hopefully managed to demonstrate. Again, deciding to participate in such a specific event is not necessary in order to reap any benefits. Connecting with just one of your fellow brethren in some way will help you both to literally lift your spirits. So again we say, open up to another fellow member of your enlightened clan, and know that your combined light will do you both a world of good. The Constant Companions. Channeled by Asia North. asianorth.wordpress.com